Yo, yo, what up? It's your boy Joe, J to the O, aka Regal, BKA Yaosuf, the closest one to the sun, trying to be the closest thing to the hardest working human being. And if I ain't, let me think what I think. Yeah, mean shout out to the TOP gang. When nobody cares, TOP cares. You dig what I'm saying? Black side is the best side of the covenant. Put it in your heart and run with it. You know what I mean? All right, so a lot of y'all might be new. That's on my videos now, and that's cool. Or maybe you found this by the way of Facebook. As a matter of fact, let me show y'all my Facebook. This is my Facebook. Yaosuf Word. That's not always gonna be my profile pic. I changed my profile pic a lot, and my cover pic, cause I appreciate art, and there's a lot of art going forth right now. So I like to showcase it. You know what I mean? But yeah, so this is my profile right here. I got a lot of videos on here, and my timeline stay lit. There goes another art piece, brand new. Just posted it 49 minutes ago. But anyway, a lot of y'all might be new, and that's what's up. That's dope. Welcome to the kingdom if you can endure. Because if you come to serve the Most High, prepare thy soul for temptation. Okay? Now, you may be able to make it into the kingdom without keeping the commandments. And let me look at that. No, let's just go through here. Isaiah 14. Let's start at 4. No, okay, so yeah, you may be able to make it to the kingdom without keeping the commandments, but I'm going to advise you that you keep the commandments. This video here is to help you be great in the kingdom and not be considered the least in the kingdom. So this is Isaiah 14, the scriptures version, 2009, starting at verse 1. Because Yahweh has compassion on Jacob, and shall again choose Israel. He's going to again choose Israel. Why? Because he put Israel away. He divorced Israel, gave her a bill of divorcement, but kept Judah because Israel was very wicked. The kings were very wicked. The sin of Jeroboam, making bulls and worshiping and idols and Ashtoreth poles and all these other things. I don't know why Israel just can't keep the commandments. Even Solomon, though, the wisest king of all time besides Yahshua, even he in his old age allowed women to turn his heart from only serving the Most High Yah to erecting idols. Right? So anyway, and that's why the Most High Yahshua, Jesus, that's why Most High sent his only begotten Son, so that Israel could come back into covenant. Matthew 15:24. Which we could go there and look, but we're going to keep it moving. So, and again, choose Israel and give them rest in their own land. And the strangers shall join them, and they shall cling to the house of Jacob, or Jacob. And people shall take them and bring them to their own place. And the house of Israel shall possess them for servants and for female servants in the land of Yahweh, and they shall make captives of their captors and shall rule over their oppressors. Okay? So you will be able to make it into the kingdom as a servant without keeping the commandments. But you'll still keep the commandments in the kingdom. And I would be very happy with that because it's better than hell, right? So let's get to with Yahshua, the Messiah. Let's see what he said about this. Hallelujah. So this is Matthew chapter 5, starting at verse 16. Let your light shine before men so that they see your good works and praise your Father who is in the heavens. Do not think that I came to destroy the Torah or the prophets. I did not come to destroy, but to complete. Now, in the King James Version, it would say, I did not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Now, if you look behind the word fulfill, if you look at definition 2b, to consummate a number, to make complete in every particular, to render perfect, right? C, to carry into effect, bring to realization, realize of matters of duty, to perform, execute, of sayings, promises, prophecies, to bring to pass, ratify, accomplish. Okay, we can go all day, right? But what he didn't do was come to destroy the law. He came to fulfill, which is fully teach, fully preach, but also to fulfill all the prophecies that's written about him. Also, on the stake was commonly referred to as the cross. Instead of saying it is done, he said it is complete. Like the work is complete. The work is done now. What is the work? He shed perfectly sinless blood. Right? So that we don't have to make sacrifices now. We don't have to go to the Levites with a spotless calf or a bird, some type of turtle dove or something, a golden ox. We don't have to go to the Levitical priesthood with a sacrifice anymore. These pagans do, these heathens do. They don't go to the Levitical priesthood. They just draw a 5-pointed star on the floor or a 6-pointed star, a hexagram on the floor. And then they'll sacrifice something. And then they'll do whatever rituals they feel they need to do to try to conjure up whatever spirit that they're trying to conjure up. We don't have to do all that for the spirit we serve. And we serve the master of all spirits. So because the work is done and the blood has been shed, we can go through the blood. We can use that blood to call upon Yah. So the work is complete. But there's still a lot of prophecies in the book that's being fulfilled even as we speak. And maybe I'll do a teaching on that later. Because a lot of the book talks about the regathering. The second Exodus. Which I was just showing you in Isaiah 14. That's just one chapter. I mean, it's all over the book if you know how to look at it. If you're looking through the right context. Which I believe that's the way we're supposed to be looking at it. Because this book is concrete. Y'all just don't say stuff just to say stuff. Words mean things. So, and then I'm starting to see myself how concrete it is. Where things aren't just written just to be written. You know, talking about the light and darkness and the sun and dragons and fiery serpents. It's in it. It's just we've been dumbed down into thinking that the Catholics or the Christians or these people or that people, the Jews. I'm going to do a video on this, but I'm going to show you why the Jews being gathered to that, they weren't gathered. People just jump on a plane and go over there. So that's not a gathering. But they're supposed, when the children of Israel are regathered, they're supposed to have a king over them. That's just the way it is. The Jews don't have a king over them, and it ain't Netanyahu or whatever his name is. And ain't none of them related to King David over there. So let me go ahead and get to this. I did not come to destroy but to complete. So that's Matthew 5:17. For truly, I say to you, till heaven and earth pass away. Till the heaven and earth pass away. One yod or one tittle shall by no means pass from the Torah till all be done. So what that's saying is, until it is complete, ain't nothing being removed from that Torah. And once everything is complete, let's just say when he said it is complete, the work is complete. And then a Christian might say, oh, well, see, it's complete. No. Because, first of all, we still have a regathering that hasn't been done. And Jesus said, not Jesus, but it's written in the letters, I believe, that Jesus cannot return until all things be restored, all things be fulfilled. So how are we going to turn away from the law when Yahshua can't even come back until, now I'm not saying he can't come back, he can come back whenever he wants to, but he won't come back until all things have been restored. Right? Because this is a great restoration also. So, and then beyond that, well, also I can show you, and this is in the book of Baruch, and I'm not going to get into that because I haven't prepared that, but I can show you where when he meets the children of Israel, when he brings the children of Israel out to the wilderness during the regathering, he's going to make a renewed covenant with them. So it's going to be it's going to be another covenant, a renewed covenant with us, with the children of Israel that meets him in the wilderness. And that's in the book of Baruch. I might post it in the comments. Anyway, but because I want to hurry up and get done with this. I've already been too long. Verse 19. Well, verse 18 basically saying not one jot or tittle, not one dot over an I, not one stroke of the pen, or whatever writing utensil was used to write the Torah. Not one stroke is going to pass. Meaning, if it's in the Torah, it's still in effect. Period. Except for the Levitical priesthood. But that's because there's a renewed covenant where Yahshua is the high priest now. Right? I hope that's not going over your head. But let's see what Jesus got to say about it. Verse 19. Whoever then breaks one of the least of these commands and teaches men so shall be called least in the reign of the heavens. So whoever breaks the smallest of the commandments and teaches other men, yeah, you ain't got to do that no more. Well, we can do that. And that could be people saying that we're not supposed to wear fringes no more. If you're going to say we're not supposed to wear fringes no more, you got to know how to say it. Because if you go look at, Numbers 15:38, it says when you are in your land. We're in captivity right now. So we're not in our land. So we can't really fulfill that law because we're not in our land. But when we are in our land, when we go back into the land that Yah gives us, we will be in our land now. Therefore, it's mandatory that we start wearing fringes. And we're going to have cords of purple, not blue. If you already got shirts with cords of blue, fine. That's whatever the Most High decide to do. Because we're going to have the Most High there too. We're going to have the temple again where we can... It talks about this. I think I showed y'all that, right? If I didn't, I think I showed y'all that. No, that was in Tobit, right? I showed y'all that earlier in the Tobit video. Go look at the Tobit video. That Tobit prophesied the regathering, which he did. But anyway, we'll keep it moving. So if you break the least of these commandments, you're going to be considered least. So you're going to be a servant. If the fringes ain't done away with. When we are in our land, we wear fringes. But that could be saying, "Oh, bro, you ain't gotta wear fringes no more." I mean, technically, you're correct because we're not in the land. We're not in our own land. We're in the land of our captivity. But technically, you're also wrong because when we get to our land, we're supposed to wear these fringes. So whoever breaks the least of these will be considered least. So be careful with that. By what you out here teaching. If anything, keep the commandments. You know. But whoever, this is verse 19, but whoever does and teaches them, so whoever does or keeps the commandments, whoever keeps the commandments and teaches them, he shall be called great in the reign of heavens, in the kingdom of heaven. In the kingdom of the heavens. For I say to you that unless your righteousness exceed that of the scribes and the Pharisees, you shall by no means enter into the reign of the heavens or the kingdom of heaven, right? So, unless your righteousness, and if you don't exceed the righteousness of the scribes and the Pharisees, you shall by no means enter into the reigns of heavens, right? So, what I'm thinking, this is, and I'm gonna say it like this: we're gonna get servants when we get to the wilderness. Isaiah 14 says that, right? So maybe we have rebellious servants or something of that nature who decide they don't want to keep the Torah or they don't want to come up to the feast or whatever it might be, right? And they might not enter into, when it's all said and done, the final kingdom. Even though, and this is where it gets a bit murky for me at, the royal descendants are going to become like the angel of Yah. And that is, let me see, that's on my Facebook actually. It's pinned on my, here we go. On that day, this is Zechariah 12:8. On that day, Yahweh will defend the people of Jerusalem. The weakest among them will be as mighty as King David, and the royal descendants will be like Elohim, like the angel of Yahweh who goes before them. Zechariah 12:8. So, that shows you right there that some are going to receive a glorified body. Maybe all of them. Because, like it says, the weakest of them is going to be like as mighty as King David. Right? So we'll see. But I believe that after that, we still got some things to do before the Hasatan is destroyed. So anyway, your righteousness had to exceed the scribes and the Pharisees, or you will not enter into the kingdom of heaven or the reign of the heavens. So what is the righteousness of the scribes? All right. This is Matthew 23, starting at verse 1, and we done after I read these few verses. Then Yahweh spoke to the crowds and to his taught ones, saying, the scribes and the Pharisees sit on the seat of Moshe, sit on the seat of Moses. The scribes and the Pharisees, they sit on the seat of Moses. Therefore, whatever they say to you to guard and do. So they will be telling them the commandments. So they said, hey, Yahshua said, hey, whatever they tell you to do, the scribes and the Pharisees, they sit on Moses' seat. Whatever they tell you to do, you guard it and you do it. Guard it in your heart. You keep it. You remind yourself about it. That's what the fringes is about. So you can look at the fringes in the cord of purple and remind yourself about the law, or let it remind you about, hey, keep the law. Right? But it's also going to be written on our heart. When you receive that Holy Spirit, it's written on your heart. So it's not that difficult to guard it or to do it. All right, let's continue. But do not do according to their works. I was going to try to highlight it, but here we go. But do not do according to their works, for they say and do not do. So they talk a good game, but they don't do it. They tell you what to do, but they don't do it. Just make sure you do it, because what they telling you to do is correct. They just don't do it. For they bind heavy burdens hard to bear and lay them on men's shoulders, but with their finger they do not wish to move them. Wow. And they do all their works to be seen by men, and they make their tefillin wide and lengthen the tzitzits of their garment. Wow, they got the long fringes. And they love the best place at feasts and the best seats in the congregations. And in the greetings in the marketplaces, and to be called by men, Rabbi, Rabbi. But you do not be called Rabbi, for one is your teacher, the Messiah, and you are all brothers. And do not call anyone on earth your father, for one is your Father, he who is in the heavens. Neither be called leaders, for one is your leader, the Messiah. But the greatest among you shall be a servant, and whoever exalts himself shall be humbled, and whoever humbles himself shall be exalted. But woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, because you shut up the rain of the heavens before men. For you do not go in, nor do you allow those who are entering to go in. Wow. So I'm going to leave it right there. And a lot of y'all guys that's out there on the corner cussing people out, telling them that they eat them when they really not. Yeah, this is what you're doing. You're shutting up heaven. You don't get to go in, but they still entering. That's what it says. It says, nor do you allow those who are entering to go in. So we can break that down a little later, I guess, because that's what I'm seeing right there. So anyway, long story short, if you're new and you're watching this video, congratulations. Hey, keep the commandments. Get the Holy Spirit and keep the commandments, and teach people to keep the commandments, and be humble. That's all it really takes. The whole book say the same thing. The Most High Yah is not schizophrenic. He's not going to give you one covenant or one testament, then completely change in the next testament. Well, why is the Old Testament God so mean? Oh, he's still that mean. If that's what you want to say he is. I don't think he mean. I think he's an awesome Elohim. I think he's a terrible Elohim. I think he creates good, and he also creates evil. He creates light, and he also creates dark. He is the creator. Satan, Hasatan, is not even close to being a rival. He's nowhere in Yahweh's league. He actually works for Yahweh. The Hasatan can't do anything unless Yahweh gives him the permission to do so. Satan is very haughty high-minded, very prideful. He thinks he's gonna go to the wilderness and he's gonna sit as a king and he's gonna do all this. He's gonna ascend the highest mountain and he's gonna be like Yah. And Yah say, no, you're going straight to hell. That's what you're gonna do. And that's Isaiah 14, I think. So hey, y'all be blessed out there. Shalom.